Good morning everybody and welcome to a Sunday morning show from the beautiful Trevose Golf Club. Now, YouTube might have just broken me this week. I think you can hear from my voice. The travel in the last 3 or 4 weeks has been a bit mad. I've taken on a couple of trips that probably I shouldn't have, but the content opportunities were massive. Now this week is no different. I have a massive trip planned for this week, dotting myself around a few different places, and it starts here at Trevose in Cornwall, where the boys, Joe the Pro and James Ruth, are playing our big match. They're playing it here down at Trevose. The winner of this big match goes to St Mellion for the Challenge Tour and wins £5,000, which we've got sponsored for this particular match. I'm then heading to Walton Heath Golf Club to then catch up with the US Open qualifying for Titleist, and then on from there I'm going to Woburn for Wednesday and Thursday of this week to do some filming for Titleist and also some filming for the channel. So without further ado, let's get this match played. Let's show you some footage from this beautiful golf course here, one of my favourites in the UK, Trevose, and then I'll carry on the journey from there. Day 2 of our Sunday morning adventure. Hope you enjoyed Trevose. Finished quite late last night, got back home and then got up early this morning to make my way up here for something pretty special for you. US Open qualifying at Walton Heath. What an adventure this is going to be. I've come up here with Titleist this morning, bright and early start, and they got me a media pass to come up here and do some filming. Now, the Titleist golf ball is 75 years as the #1 ball in the US Open. So they're doing a bit of a showcase of that for this year, certainly moving to the LA Country Club, which is where they're going to be hosting this year's US Open. And I'm up here at Walton Heath because this is the venue of where they do the qualifying for it. I've played it once before and it's an absolute brute. I played the old course, which is the one that I'm kind of wandering around on now, but it is an absolute fantastic golf club, and I'm sure there's many of you watching this that have played this golf course, and I've got to say they can set it up very US Open rough-like around here, which is probably why the USGA kind of try to use this golf course. It's close to the local airport, so it's easy for the guys to get in and out, but it is a fantastic opportunity to see, well, some of the world's best, certainly on the DP World Tour, to see how they get on for 36 holes, grueling 36 holes for these guys because they don't normally do that. So it'd be interesting to see who comes out on top. And I think it's top 7. Top 7 players get through to the US Open. So what a day this is going to be. Let's get out on the golf course and see who we can spot.
Drunk, I've never seen you clearer than now. We're flying high, floating somewhere up in the clouds. Going out of ourselves, can you feel it? Almost like I don't know if it's real, cause when we're doing our thing, we're like wheels that won't stop turning. So take me on a trip, now, trip. Oh, flick that switch, kill the lights.
So just take a moment to look at this. Crowds strolling down the fairway. You got to think, go to Wentworth, all those events, and you're miles away, you're behind ropes. If you come over to the Open qualifying, US Open qualifying, you get to stroll down with the players. You get up close and personal with these guys, get to see exactly what clubs they're pulling out the bag, get to hear what they're talking about when it comes to club selection and wind with their caddy. There's so much that goes on that you get to see behind the scenes. This is just the ultimate venue to come and see how it's done.
Oh, wasted. City lights are shining so bright. All these empty faces, we don't care about them tonight. We're going out of ourselves, can you feel it? Almost like I don't know if it's real, 'cause when we're doing our thing where the wheels don't stop turning.
So just about to go up the 18th, been watching David Horsey. Now David Horsey's about 6 under par on this new course this afternoon, so he's been playing extremely well. He's currently at 8 under par, which is right on the sort of nose really to get into a playoff, potentially. It looks like he's going to qualify, but then the playoff spots for maybe, oh, I don't know, it's all getting a bit messy out here. Anyway, just as I was walking up 18, you can see these kind of, well, they're actually old bomb craters from the Second World War. German bomber came out of here and just dropped a load as he kind of went away. But yeah, you can see it runs all the way from the kind of new course right up into the old course, and yeah, just a stream, a litter of them straight down here. But we're just heading up 18 now to see how David Horsey gets on, so let's have a little look. Let's get up behind the green before he tees off. Oh, well, that's day 2 done from Walton Heath Golf Club. What an absolute delight that was. Right at the end, there was a playoff for alternate 2 spots. And, I mean, the lads have already done 36 holes to qualify, and then they have to go for another bit of playoff, which was an extra 5 holes. So, very impressive. But next stop, day 3, Woburn. Let's go. Day 3 of my adventure this week at the beautiful Woburn Titleist Performance Centre. Absolutely fantastic facility. I know you've seen this probably a few times before, but I thought today, I will just kind of walk out towards this green over here, but I thought today I could actually take you inside and just give you a bit of an insight into what actually goes on in that fantastic facility, but also what I'm going to be up to today here at the Performance Centre. So I've got day 3 is here, and then day 4, which I will film as well, is actually out on the golf course here at Woburn, because I'm doing some work with Titleist. So I'm going to do some filming for them, just some kind of coaching tips and things like that on the course strategy, that type of thing for their kind of YouTube channel and their Team Titleist area of their website. So let's take you inside and just give you a bit of a behind the scenes as to what is actually going on in there. Here we go. Reception area. Titleist Performance Centre. There's me. Clem Saudet, Chase Hanna. They were at Walton Heath yesterday. They were playing, I believe. I'm pretty sure they were. I'm pretty sure I might have even filmed them. But they're up here as well today in the tour area getting their fittings done. So they're going to be up here. But let me just show you a couple of the rooms around this place. Okay, wandering in. So there's Duncan. He's going to be fitting me today. So my golf bag there ready to go. We've got Pro V1X, we've got Pro V1, we've got Left Dash and AVX all lined up there ready to go. Duncan's having the hunt around. Yeah. In these drawers, so what you've got here, you've got all the different shafts. So Dynamic Golds in that particular drawer, work your way down. Project X, this is my type of drawer. You work over here, we've got all the heads, all the driver heads in the top drawer. That's where all your fittings are. And then we've got fairways and then hybrids and then irons as you work down. So this is like the consumer base. So if you were coming up here to have a fitting and you're not out on the actual range itself, weather's not so good, things like that, you can actually get your fitting done in here. Got all the TVs up on the wall there, and it actually breaks down. So if you look here, you can open up that wall and you can have like a big meeting area. So when Titleist do all their sort of catch-ups with all their staff and things like that, they'll bring them up here and open it up and get the screens up and running, and then they can open it all up to see exactly what's going on. But the next bay, this is your kind of tour bay, and this is slightly different because even though it looks the same, but you've got more lighting around the top, and you've actually got like cameras and force plates in here. Because you've got to remember, if I'm coming up here for a fitting, I'm not coming here for, let's say, a lesson. So I'm coming up here for a fitting with Titleist, and you'd be the same. You come up here for a fitting with Titleist. You would need just the bay and obviously all the fitting side of things. They've got TrackMan, which they put down there and things like that. But when you're a tour player, you might end up with your coach coming along. The likes of like Mats Fitzpatrick, he came up here after he won his US Open last year. He came over to test out the new TSR drivers, and he was up here with, I believe, his coach, and they just sort of dialed in a little bit so they can have a little look. So that's why they've got this set up here for those boys, which is, again, they're pretty much the same. It's just that one there doesn't have all your tech and everything like that in it that the tour players are going to need. And there's a sneaky little spot here as well, which if you wander round the back of the performance center, so just in here, this is like a little private spot, I suppose, and also for like the bigger hitters. So the range obviously is long enough for your average golfer, but sometimes if you get a really big hitter, tour player generally, they'll come back in here and have a fitting done more at the back here. Again, if it gets busy with consumers, so coming in morning and afternoon slots, you might get your likes of Adam Scott or people like that who want to have maybe a little bit more privacy if they're working hard on something, and they can kind of come out the back of here and get their game, you know, tuned up out here as well. And I'm wandering out to this outfield because I did say earlier that this is a putting green. It is, as you would expect at Woburn, it's as good as the greens out on the golf course here. So again, wedge fittings, putter fittings, hitting irons into greens to get a feel of the reaction of them can all be done out here. And you can see the guys out there preparing everything. They literally prepare it like a golf course, so it's like a normal fairway. And if you go back to the performance center and hit out, they've kind of dialed it up so it looks like a fairway. So it gives you a bit of a feel as to what it would be like on the golf course. So when you're hitting a new driver or hitting a new fairway wood and you want to hit fairways, it gives you a bit more of a focal point rather than just hitting to a big open field. Walking through, teas and coffees. Then, one of my kind of favourite rooms randomly. This is the boardroom. So I've been up here before when the release of any new products come out from Titleist. They'll just talk me through it, so they'll do a full presentation to people on exactly what these new products are all about. But also, these are where meetings happen. So if the American team come over or the European team want to meet up with different people or tour players, they'll bring them in here. But also, it's a great place to just chill out, maybe download some of my videos that I'm putting out or whatever it is. I can do it all from in here. And if you look around the room, it's just got all the different kind of clubs going on. You've got Matt Fitzpatrick's driver at the top there, one of which he used to win the US Open. You've got even Jordan's Spieth's 2-iron or 1-iron that's down the bottom there, which was the club that he used when he was at Royal Birkdale, when you saw him hitting out of that practice ground. And look at that picture there with that. That's actually a window in there, and I think there's a picture of somebody firing out at Jordan there off the practice ground. Amazing memories. And signed Adam Scott picture as well. So they've all been here, they've all seen it. And that is just a nice touch. Hat with Woburn on it, little bag tag there, my name on it, and then a little water bottle just to keep me hydrated. The workshop. Probably the most, well, exciting part in some ways, because you gotta remember, these workshops are set up just like a tour van, and this is where everyone kind of thinks about like where the secrets are in the game. And there are things in this room that I can't film, which is fair enough. There are certain things that Titleist like to keep under control. Generator just going off there, which is perfect timing. Loft and lie machine, Mitchell gauge. Then we've got, these are like the tour cutting areas. So you're gonna cut the shafts in these positions here, and then they've got special measuring devices for all of that. If you want to buff up the ferrule when you change the heads on the club, you saw Joe the Pro doing it on a previous show that we did, that's where you buff that up to there. Again, another measuring gauge on the actual top here. Scotty Cameron loft and lie machine, so you can pop your putter in there and have a little look at what kind of goes on with that. And then we've got our grinding machines here as well, which are just to sort of grind over the wedges and things like that and then buff them up. and we've got just the drill in the corner there, probably getting out all the, when you're drilling out all the heads and things like that. And then we've got swing weight machines and then a drying area over there. So this is it. And in all the drawers, you've got all different heads, all different shafts, like there'd probably be head covers in here where when tour players turn up, they can get all their stuff worked on. And what's an interesting one is like, they've got loft and line machines and things like that. You think about when they travel on flights, they'll dial in so tight as to what some of the changes are happening if they've been knocked a little bit on a flight. They'll just come and check it out in here just to make sure that the tour players that are visiting here today know exactly what they're getting from their clubs. 3 videos that I'm going to be creating up here today. We're going to be looking at putter. Scotty Cameron, Newport 2, haven't changed it for a number of years now, as in like the style of putter. Newport 2 is the one that I've kind of chosen and want to stick with. But they've got a new one out and I just want to have a little look, and we're going to create a video on that. Oh yes, trusty. Now, there's no hiding anything. This year, 14 clubs is what I'm talking to with Titleist about. But Titleist are open to anything with me, which is absolutely fantastic, which is why I love working with them. So if they can find something that can beat this club or even compare to this club, then I'm happy to put it in the bag, and I'm happy, they're happy for me to put it in the bag. However, if they can't beat it, then it stays in the bag. But we're going to give it a test today and see how we get on with it. And then lastly, wedges. Now, I didn't really go through a fitting for my SM9s. I just went through from what I had in SM8 into SM9s. I used to use the SM7s. I have used SM8, SM9, but I used to use the SM7s, and in the SM7s I had 60 degree and 56 degree. I used to love chipping around the green with that 56 degree. And I went in SM8, SM9, I went to 58, 54. So I just want to have a little look today if 60, 56 is maybe a better combo for me, and then maybe look at some of the bounces and grinds that we've got as an option as well. So let's get some confidence back in my wedge play.
And so, are you ever really using the line, do you think, consciously on the flange of the Newport 2?
Definitely when it comes to shorter putts, I will use the line and line it up to the putter as much as I possibly can, yeah.
Okay.
That whole feel feels great.
Yeah, absolutely. How good is that?
Wow, like, wow.
Great shot.
Day 4. Is it day 4? Woburn Golf Club, I'm back. Today I'm working alongside Titleist. I've got Hugh, who looks after all their content, and we're going to get together and come up with a number of videos that are going to be going onto the Titleist website. So coaching tip type videos, just shots that I like to play. So not necessarily like your textbook PGA style videos, but videos where I can give away a few of my little secrets that I play with different types of shots. So don't panic, those secrets I do share with you as well. Then we move into the low fade fairway finder. Now this is going to be the opposite of what I've just done. I've got a little challenge for you when it comes to your short game. Well, that is another week done for the Sunday morning show. I just want to take this opportunity to say a big thank you to Golfing Days for their continued support of the Sunday morning show. I know that they do trips to Woburn and also down to Trevose as well. So if you want to get anything organised with them, just make sure you follow the link down in the description of this video and it will take you to their website where you can check it out. Don't forget, if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. There are a number of you out there who are not actually subscribed, so please double check that. This is going to be an exciting one when it comes to the big match. I have to say, the quality of golf that these boys have played has been fantastic. But on that note, I've got to head back down to Devon, and I'll see you again on next week's Sunday morning show. Thanks for watching.